So here we are. I think this is the final episode of the first season of Interview with the Vampire. I'm gonna try and be more consistent and watch maybe every week, like the start of the second season, and just watch it every weekend because I really wanna, keep it up because we already started. They already started season two. It's already online. You can still watch. You can already watch it in Apple TV. So yeah, and I think it's only going to get better and better. I'm hearing great things of season two so far, and I'm really curious to see where this is going to end. I have an idea of what the final, not scene, but the final act is going to be about. I don't want to say anything, but um, because I don't want to spoil things. Um, I want to believe that people that are watching me react to this is not the first time that they're watching the show, that you're not watching it for the first time with me, because if that's happening, I'm pretty sure I've spoiled things without knowing that I have, just because it's very hard for me to talk about something that I already know. I don't know the show's version, but I already know the book's version. I know where the story's going in some capacity, so it's hard for me to just like not mention certain things. I mean, I'm doing my best here, but I'm pretty sure I've seen the show, so I think that I can say this. Like, if you know what's happening, that Lestat dies, right? Or at least it's this whole thing where Claudia plans to kill his dad, and there's this whole thing that happens, and I feel like that whole thing that happens is going to be the last act of the show, and Louis and Claudia are going to leave to Paris because I also know that the second season is taking place in Paris, which is actually here in Prague. They actually filmed close to my house, which is ridiculous, but yeah. I couldn't like get to it. I know that they closed it because like there's areas that were close to the public. And if they saw you with a camera, they would probably, yeah. So I try not to risk it, but I saw things happening around my house. So yeah. Um I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. One thing that we discovered last episode was that Rajid, I think I'm saying it right. If I'm butchering it, I'm sorry. He is a vampire. Um, I guess like at this point, people are wondering if he's actually is a vampire because we've seen him out in the daytime. But one thing that I remember is that the older you get as a vampire in this universe, it's like the sun doesn't affect you as much. I don't think you need to feed as much anymore, right? You can last longer without feeding, some shit like that. Um, so that's why we've seen Rajid in the daytime because he probably is a very old vampire. He did mention that thing about Dubai being a child, so that makes me feel like he's older than the country itself. Uh, so how old is Dubai actually? Hold on. Okay, so early 18th century, so around like 300 and something years old, between 250 to 300 years old. So it's considerably young, but he's way older than Lestat because Lestat is what, 100 and something by the time Louis was turned, so he would be around 200 and something here. So this guy is at least 300 years old, some shit like that. I don't know. The point is that he's definitely a vampire, and I want to know more about him, what his relationship with Louis is, because he was here with him during the 70s, so they've been together for some time. And they seem very like, he seemed kind of upset here that he's hanging out with this other guy, so I don't know what that's about. It seems like this is a relationship that it's more than him, like he's been his butler, Do you know what I mean? Like, as we see this scene, so yeah. So, and Claudia talked about her plan of killing Lestat, and we'll see. I mean, we'll see how they make that happen here. I'm curious.
You go. Technically, yes.
How?
You just have to do it right.
Several ways. Then there's fire. Consume the body with fire and it can house no spirit. Decapitation. He confided that to me one blood-drunken night in Baton Rouge. Add to the toxic air a new, ever-present paranoia. And now you are with us. We were
Sorry, I just have a question about this whole dead blood drinking thing, because if you're drinking straight from the neck, I understand the concept of the blood is pumping and it's fresh and it's alive and you're sucking it, right, from a live host. If it's dead, then you're like feeding from a cadaver and blood is basically like rotting, like it's dead, it's useless. When you're serving the blood in like a cup, I don't understand the whole like concept of the host is still alive, but you're drinking it, but it's not straight from the host. You're drinking it from a cup, but blood vessels start dying, right? Like, I don't know how soon. I just don't understand like what the difference is from like drinking it from a blood bag, or from, because we saw Louis drinking from a blood bag earlier. And I'm guessing the reasoning is like the blood bag is fresh because it came from straight from, they had like a farm or something. But I just find it curious that that they can drink it outside of the host. I'm guessing they just have to drink it immediately. Like they can't store it. Can they store it? Can they keep it like fresh and then drink it? Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Am I being stupid? I wanted to see how soon after death livor mortis happens, and it says like it can happen in like within a few minutes or hours after death. It depends on how it happened. But yeah, and the same thing, like blood outside the body starts coagulating rather quickly. It also depends on the humidity of your environment. Where are you? So I'm just like curious how this whole thing works, because also it has to depend on how long have you been dead. Like if you immediately die, is your body still viable for you to feed on? Because technically, if you can still be resuscitated, like there's been cases when people have been dead for like almost an hour and they've been brought back. So I know I'm asking like way too many, because I'm like a vampire show. It's not really relevant. I'm just curious.
With little pretense of getting along.
Jesus.
Locked together in hatred. He would have it no other way.
How he walks.
Our only opportunity to plot would be telepathically.
It could somehow be gathered by a mere 20 volumes.
But make no mistake, Claudia was plotting, quiet in her dear blind.
Why was she
a relic
so
before it's even
sparingly?
gone to the print shop.
179 years in the savage garden.
107.
148 years the blood drinker.
Okay.
The bringer of death.
That's another thing. I
Another
know.
approach.
I know I've been pausing a lot. Sorry. It's so interesting because, and I think I've talked about this, like in the books, we see Lestat's story, but it's just, it is so different from the 1700s to, you know, you're saying you're skipping the, like in the books is everything that before happened, before the Napoleonic Wars, and now you're saying like it's whole like after, so at this like the French Revolution and all this shit. I'm just really curious when we get to Lestat's story how they're gonna show it. I can't wait. Sorry. Oh well, sorry. Hi.
It's you. Hal. Are you the new postman? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's dying and he wants to speak.
Deliver letters of salvation. I'm your neighbor.
We'll send St. Peter our regards.
Jesus. Yeah. What is going on in
I
this,
interrupted.
in here?
Sorry.
Also, hold
I
on.
got caught up in it.
Do you hear that swoosh?
I interrupting.
It usually happens when your brain, like they do that in editing, when
You
something in
already
your
have a
brain
plan,
kind of
don't you?
discombobulating. I don't know.
I have a plan, and it's gonna take both of us.
Maybe start by telling me the plan.
An hour alone with him, and you're breathing in sync together.
Mm,
The plan only works if he's distracted.
I can pretend. I used to see this woman, Lily, just to keep appearance in him.
Leave a little shelf inside there for me. I'll jump back in and pull you out before I kill him. Can you do that for us, Louis? Louis,
What about Greece?
hmm.
Cradle of Western civilization.
Sun worshippers, hot springs. Those who must be kept.
What was that?
Nothing.
I can't tell you.
If I know Italians, they'll be in Santorini with their guns out by the end of the year.
Hold on,
They
I need
must
to
follow the
watch that
geese.
again. What do you say?
Cradle of Western civilization.
Sun worshippers.
Sun
Hot
worshippers.
Bach is beyond you.
yes, the music of a master racist. Not made for these mongrel ears.
You irritate me. Your very presence
Presence irritates me.
Came to make peace with you, Uncle Les. I have a present for you, Lister. An idea.
An idea of yours. It must be a small gift, then.
Oh my god.
A weak man slips a letter under his door, and the glorious do nothing different. Settle our affairs, prepare to leave, but on our last night, throw a party.
Ryan's sister. No one's coming to a party thrown by freaks.
Precisely.
It's in the dying man's letter. They want to know our secret. They think we've got the fountain of youth in here. They don't know. They're the fountain. I guess you're right. It was just a thought.
Page, Louis. The page.
He's gonna want to do it.
This idea of yours, what kind of a party did you imagine?
A ball. A lavish, decadent ball.
That guy is getting
To
irritated.
what end?
Oh god. You're about to die. Good, dude.
We invite the most beautiful, the most gluttonous.
I was gonna say guy and dude at the same time, so I was like, good.
Piece to remember.
Buenos Aires as fast as we can.
He's gonna spend the entire movie hitting himself, and nobody's even watching. That's hilarious.
February 6th. Say it's ridiculous.
I want him
That's not
suspicious.
how it works. They plan Mardi Gras balls a year out, sometimes years in advance.
Everyone in costume, everyone drinking. Chaos in the streets for an easy escape.
It's not worth the risk. You want the mister or the missus?
Yeah.
For a king.
Like,
But you
sorry.
just got here.
that he wants him suspicious. So she wants him to suspect that she has some bad intentions or something. Maybe not kill him, but some bad intentions. So why?
I don't see it as this is me and your two-tone daddies, circa 1910.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me, little girl, what's wrong with this picture?
You didn't have that funny X on your face back then.
Also, your mustache. Mm-hmm.
Double dip, good margin, product in high demand.
You lost one of your ships recently.
Took a torpedo in the rear from one of the Fritz's U-boats.
Would you like a new one?
Is that your price?
From the Murray to the Mississippi,
It's like
flooded
money
the town.
is not a problem.
Unavailable vendors became available, and the gossip that followed broke through the levees. And the paper ticket to the event was a brick of
Oh my
gold
God, is that what he's
insatiably
wearing?
curious.
I've chartered
Very
a plane
French.
to Havana. 3 cabins on the SS Dundee from Havana to Rio, and 2 sleeper cars from Rio to La Arena del Plata.
What's up? You aimed at the navel. Seduced the seducer.
By the time we began our fasting, the stop would have told you the entire endeavor had been his idea to begin with.
When is it?
Yeah.
See, that's
Yes.
very, very deceiving because you're standing in the light.
We'll invite them to our home. We will lock the doors, shutter the windows, and...
And let the flesh instruct the mind.
Let the flesh instruct the mind.
Louis seems very happy about this, even though he doesn't
So
like
fire?
to, you know.
Behead.
King.
It's interesting that they're giving away that because that would be the twist, right? So it makes me feel like another twist is coming. Do you guys know what I mean? Like, he already said that the plot is to to kill someone and have Lestat drink dead blood and just make him think that they were drunk. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fabulous. It's not a real baby. No. Did blood explode out of this baby's asshole? Is that what happened? Sorry, hold on, what? Oh no, it's behind him.
Blood was everywhere.
They're
The veins
starving.
and arteries of a few hundred hearts, ringing out like air raid sirens, drowning out the rhythm section of the hired band. I followed Claudia's lead as best I could, scouting the rooms for varietals of death.
Between us.
The Women's Opera Society. Britannia Street? Well, it has been over a decade.
Of course, yes.
You don't appear ill.
Rumors. Envy. Now, which one of you did I pull under the stairs during that dull lecture on Don Giovanni?
That would be...
A cascade of feelings came over me as I watched him sponge up the adoration.
Oh my God. Lestat.
I wanted him dead. I wanted him all to myself. The fasting was a mistake. I wasn't thinking clearly.
Yeah.
Something was off.